Let me tell you something they don't teach in school. Pain is an entry fee to greatness. Yeah, I said it, pain. See, some of y'all been hurt, betrayed, used, abused, walked on, counted out, lied to, and you keep asking, how do I get back at them? You want revenge? I'm gonna tell you what real revenge looks like. You don't clap back, you don't throw hands, you don't throw shade, you level up. You build, you become everything they said you'd never be. Pain is one of life's most misunderstood gifts. Most people run from it, they hide it, they numb it. But here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy, it's your fuel. The first keynote, pain is fuel, not a finish line, isn't just a motivational catchphrase. It's a lifestyle shift. It's a mindset that separates those who rise from those who remain broken. When you've been deeply hurt, when someone betrayed you, abandoned you, disrespected you, you have a choice to let it define you or to let it refine you. See, pain has a purpose. You don't have to like it, but you better learn from it. Every setback, every betrayal, every moment you were overlooked, forgotten, or pushed aside, it didn't come to destroy you, it came to prepare you. That pain you felt, that's not where the story ends. That's where it begins. But most people stop at the pain. They think this hurts too much, I can't take it, I'm done. So they give up. They let the wound become permanent. They let the pain become their identity. But not you. You're here for a reason. That heartbreak, that disappointment, that's not the period at the end of your sentence. That's the comma in the middle of your story. You were never meant to die in that pain. You were meant to rise from it. And when you choose to let pain fuel your hunger, your focus, your drive, you unlock a level of strength that most people will never know. Let me break it down. When you're in pain, you've got energy. It may not feel like it, but it's there. Rage is energy. Sadness is energy. Grief is energy. You just have to redirect it. The problem is we've been taught to suppress it or explode with it. We either hold it all in and break ourselves or lash out and destroy everything around us. But what if you could channel that pain? What if you could take that same hurt, that same betrayal, and turn it into obsession, an obsession to grow, to win, to rise? That's what the greats do. That's what champions do. Michael Jordan, fueled by pain. Oprah, fueled by pain. Eric Thomas, his whole life story is pain turned into purpose. They didn't let pain be the finish line. They let it be the gas in the tank. And I'm telling you today, you can do the same. You must do the same. Because there's someone right now counting on your failure. There's someone watching, hoping you'll stay stuck in that pain. But they messed up. They gave you something powerful. They gave you a reason. And now you've got to build. You've got to take that pain and use it to push when you're tired. Use it to study longer. Train harder. Stay focused when distractions come. Pain isn't just a warning sign, it's a wake-up call. It's life saying, I'm not done with you yet. There's more in you. Dig deeper. And the crazy part, once you embrace that pain, once you stop fighting it and start working with it, you become unstoppable. You become untouchable. Because the worst already happened. And you're still standing. The ones who hurt you, they didn't break you, they revealed you. They showed you your potential. They unlocked the fire inside of you that comfort never could. And now it's on you to decide what you're gonna do with it. Are you gonna waste it, let it rot into bitterness? Or are you gonna harness it, forge it into discipline, into resilience, into greatness? You don't need revenge. You need direction. You need a mission. And your pain is pointing you to it. Let them sleep, let them doubt, let them watch. Because while they stay comfortable, you're out here building, you're transforming. And when you rise, you won't need to say a word. Your life will speak for you. Your success will scream louder than any argument, louder than any clap back. Pain is not the finish line, it's the starting gun. Now run. The success isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with applause or recognition. In fact, the most powerful kind of success often comes in silence. That's what the second keynote is all about. Success is the loudest silence. It's about understanding that real revenge, the kind that lasts, doesn't come from yelling, clapping back, or proving a point with words. It comes from living a life so elevated, so focused, so powerful that it becomes undeniable. When someone deeply hurts you, the natural response is to want them to feel what you felt. You want them to hurt too. You want them to know the pain they caused. But let me tell you something. Real growth, real maturity, real power is when you take all of that energy, the frustration, the anger, the sadness, and you pour it into yourself. You build, you grind, you focus, you work so hard, so consistently, so relentlessly that your success becomes impossible to ignore. Here's the truth. They don't expect you to rise. They expect you to break. When someone betrays you, walks away from you, talks down to you, they assume they've shattered something inside of you permanently. That's why silence is so powerful, because it confuses them. See, most people expect noise. They expect you to cry out, retaliate, or beg. But when you go quiet and go to work, that's when you take your power back. You don't need to post about it. You don't need to make a statement. Let your life be the statement. Let your growth be the response. Let your peace be the punctuation. That's how success speaks. It doesn't need a mic. It makes the whole room stop and listen. The problem is we live in a world addicted to reaction. Someone says something negative about us, we respond. Someone disrespects us, we fire back. But every time you react, you're giving them control. You're letting them pull your strings. And the more they can control your emotions, the more they control your outcomes. But when you choose silence, not as weakness, but as focus, you shift everything. You're no longer trying to prove them wrong. You're working to become undeniable. You're not trying to get even. You're working to get ahead. And by the time they realize how far you've come, you'll be too far ahead for them to catch up. Let me give you an example. Think of someone who's been through real pain. Maybe they were left, lied to, cheated, counted out. Now imagine that person stayed silent, kept their head down, and built a business, got their degree, transformed their body, strengthened their mind, deepened their faith. And they did it not to prove a point, but to fulfill their purpose. You know what happens? Their success starts talking. It walks into every room before they do. It makes people who once doubted them feel small, not because they're trying to make others feel bad, but because they became so great that people can't deny the change. That's the loudest silence in the world. And here's the part they don't tell you. When you reach that level of success, you don't even care about revenge anymore. You're not even thinking about them. You've outgrown it. You've outgrown them. You're too busy living a life they can only dream of. And the best part, you did it without saying a word. That's the power of silent success. That's the beauty of letting your results speak. It's not about ego, it's about discipline. It's about choosing growth over gossip. It's about letting go of what hurt you so you can grab hold of what's ahead of you. So if you've been hurt, betrayed, doubted, don't waste time trying to convince anyone of your worth. Don't try to prove it with words, prove it with results. Let them talk, let them laugh, let them leave. And while they do, you focus, you grind, you evolve. And one day, they'll see you. They'll hear your name. They'll witness your success. And you won't need to say a thing. Because success is the loudest silence there is. You don't need to spend your life trying to prove people wrong. That mindset might motivate you for a moment, but it won't sustain you. It's reactive. It's based on what they said, what they did, how they doubted you. But the real power, the lasting fire, it comes when you stop living for revenge and start living for alignment. When you stop trying to prove them wrong and instead prove yourself right. You see, the people who hurt you, who laughed at your dreams, who told you that you'd never make it, they don't define you. Their words, their rejection, their opinions, they were never the blueprint. So why would you let their disbelief shape your goals? Why would you give their negativity that kind of power? The truth is, you've always known deep down who you are. You felt it. Even in your worst moments, even when your back was against the wall, there was still a voice inside whispering, "You're made for more." That voice, that's the one you need to listen to. That's the one you build around. Not the noise from the outside, but the truth from the inside. Because proving them wrong might get you moving, but it won't get you healed. It won't get you whole. It'll have you chasing ghosts, trying to win arguments in your head, fighting battles that aren't even worth your time. And you'll end up exhausted. Successful maybe, but bitter, disconnected, unfulfilled. Because the goal was never truly yours. But when you flip the switch, when you start walking in the direction of your own truth, that's when the game changes. That's when you move with power. Not to silence your critics, but to honor your calling. Not to get back at them, but to get back to you. And that's what it really means to prove yourself right. It means betting on yourself even when nobody else would. It means showing up day after day when the results aren't instant, when the progress feels invisible, when the voices in your head tell you to quit, but you don't. You keep going because you know what you're building. You know who you're becoming. And it's not about them. It's about being in alignment with your purpose. See, when you chase success just to clap back, your success becomes hollow. It becomes a performance. But when you chase success because you believe in what you're doing, because it's yours, then it becomes meaningful. It becomes transformational. It becomes personal. Proving yourself right is about remembering who you are when life tries to make you forget. It's about trusting that your journey has value, even when it's not validated by others. It's about looking in the mirror and being proud, not because you won the argument, but because you stayed true to your values, your growth, your grind. People will doubt you. People will disappoint you. They will leave. They will talk. They will try to minimize your dreams because they're too afraid to chase their own. But that doesn't matter. You don't owe them anything. You owe you everything. You owe it to that younger version of you who used to dream big. You owe it to the future version of you who's waiting for you to show up. You owe it to your vision, your family, your legacy. So don't waste your energy proving them wrong. Don't waste your life trying to make people see you. See yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust your process. Grow your gifts. Move in silence if you have to, but move with purpose. Move with integrity. Move with you in mind. Because at the end of the day, it won't be their opinions that matter. It'll be whether or not you had the courage to become who you were called to be. Whether or not you ran your race. Whether or not you stood in your truth. And when you do that, when you prove yourself right, there's no better revenge. No greater satisfaction. No louder victory. Let them doubt. Let them walk. You don't need them. You just need to believe in you. That's the real power. That's the real win. Prove yourself right every single day. There's something powerful about staying committed when no one is watching. Something unshakable about waking up every morning and choosing discipline over distraction. That's what the fourth keynote is all about. While they sleep, you grind. It's a mindset, a way of life, and a decision to keep moving forward when most people are standing still. And if you've been deeply hurt, if someone betrayed you, left you, counted you out, this is your comeback strategy. This is how you rise, not by matching their energy, but by elevating yours. See, people will hurt you and expect you to stay broken. They'll walk away and assume you'll stay stuck. They'll put limits on you, then turn their backs, waiting for you to fall. And most people, they'll either freeze in that pain or try to fight it by acting out. They'll get caught up in noise, talking back, getting even, trying to make people notice they're hurt. But you're not most people. You don't need revenge. You need focus. And focus means doing the work in silence, even when it's lonely, especially when it's lonely. That's what the grind is. It's waking up early when the world's still sleeping. It's studying when others are scrolling. It's investing in yourself when everyone else is spending their time escaping. It's working on your business, your body, your mind, your future, while they laugh, while they party, while they rest. Because you know something they don't. The life you want doesn't come easy. It costs. And you're willing to pay in advance. You have to understand this. There is no growth without sacrifice. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to glow up. But not everyone is willing to disappear for a season to rebuild. Not everyone is willing to suffer in silence so they can shine later. You don't level up by chance. You level up by choice, by consistency, by doing the hard stuff over and over and over again. And yeah, it's not glamorous. There's no crowd cheering you on at 4 a.m. when you're working out. No applause when you're reading instead of party. No spotlight when you choose therapy, meditation, journaling, healing over numbing your pain. But that's the beauty of the grind. It's quiet now, but loud later. It's invisible now, but undeniable in the end. They're sleeping, you're grinding. And one day they'll wake up and ask how you did it. They'll ask how you transformed, how you kept going when everything told you to quit. They'll act surprised by your success. But what they won't see, what they'll never understand, is the price you paid in private. See, you can't build greatness on comfort. You can't heal without effort. You can't grow if you're always chasing distraction. So you have to train your mind to love the silence, to embrace the grind, to get addicted to self-improvement. Every book you read, every rep you hit, every dollar you save, every bad habit you kill, every painful truth you confront, that's the grind. That's the revenge. That's the pad. And here's the truth. When you grind while they sleep, you gain something far more valuable than success. You gain self-respect. You start to believe in yourself, not because others believe in you, but because you showed up for yourself. Day after day, when it hurt, when it was hard, when no one clapped, when you felt like giving up, you kept going. And that's something no one can take from you. So yes, people hurt you. They underestimated you. They thought you'd fold. But instead of breaking, you built. Instead of crying for their validation, you created your own value. Instead of fighting for their attention, you earned your own elevation. And while they sleep, literally or metaphorically, you keep grinding. Because one day soon you're gonna wake up in the life they said you could never have. You're gonna walk through doors they tried to shut on you. You're gonna thrive in spaces where they left you for dead. And when that day comes, you won't need to say a word. Your results will speak. Your discipline will speak. Your peace, your power, your presence, it will speak volumes. They slept on you. You worked on you, and now it's your time. There comes a point when chasing revenge gets exhausting. When the anger starts to burn out, when the memories don't sting the same, and when all the energy you used to pour into hate just feels heavy. That's when you realize the truth behind the fifth keynote. Let healing be your hustle. Because the best kind of comeback isn't about payback. It's about peace. The real flex isn't that you got even, it's that you got better. When someone deeply hurts you, it's easy to believe that the only way to win is to hurt them back, to succeed, just so you can throw it in their face. But here's the truth. That kind of motivation is short term. It might get you moving, but it won't get you free. What's the point of success if you're still angry? What's the point of looking like you've healed when inside you're still bleeding? See, healing is a different kind of grind. It's not as flashy as building a business or posting progress pics, but it's real work. It's facing the pain head on, not avoiding it. It's confronting the lies you started to believe about yourself after the betrayal. It's unlearning the habits you picked up to cope, whether that's shutting down emotionally, pushing people away, or pretending nothing ever happened. Healing is choosing growth over grudges. Most people won't do this work. They rather stay bitter. They rather use pain as fuel to keep chasing empty wins. But bitterness is heavy. It drains you. It distracts you. And if you're not careful, it becomes your identity. That's why healing isn't just emotional, it's strategic. It's powerful because the more you heal, the more you free up your mind to think clearly, move freely, and create from a place of strength instead of survival. Let healing be your hustle means you start making peace your priority. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't care. You stop replaying what they did to you. You stop carrying around their decisions like baggage you didn't pack. Instead, you take responsibility not for what happened to you, but for how you respond, because that's the only part you control. You can't rewrite the past, but you can choose the future. You can decide today that your next chapter won't be defined by your pain, but by your progress. And this doesn't mean you forget what happened. Healing doesn't mean erasing the memory. It means transforming the meaning. It means looking at that pain and saying, this shaped me, but it doesn't own me. It's saying, I remember, but I'm not stuck there anymore. That's real power. And here's where it gets deep. The more you heal, the more dangerous you become in the best way. Because now you're not reactive. You're grounded. You're not chasing revenge. You're building legacy. You're not easily shaken. You're rooted in self-worth, in purpose, in clarity. People will try to trigger you, test you, bait you into the old version of yourself, but it won't work. Because healed people don't play those games. They've got too much to protect, too much peace, too much vision. Let healing be your hustle means you take your life back. You stop outsourcing your power to people who don't deserve it. You stop giving your energy to dead-end stories and start writing a new one. You don't heal for them, you heal for you, for your future, for your family, for your destiny. And the best part, when healing becomes your hustle, everything else starts to align. Your relationships improve because you stop projecting your wounds. Your goals become clearer because you're no longer acting out of desperation. Your self-talk gets stronger because you stop believing you're broken. You start operating from wholeness, from truth, from healed ambition, not hurt ego. This is the kind of power that lasts because it's not built on rage, it's built on restoration. And when people see you glowing, growing, peaceful, successful, they'll wonder how you did it, but they'll never understand the work you put in behind the scenes, the tears, the journaling, the silence, the forgiveness you gave even when they didn't say sorry, the nights you wanted to give up but chose to show up for yourself anyway. That's healing. That's hustle. That's strength. Not loud, not petty, but powerful. Let healing be your hustle, because peace is the real prize. There comes a moment in life when you stop trying to explain your worth to people who were never meant to understand it. You stop pleading for closure, waiting on apologies, or proving your pain. That's when you step into the truth of the sixth keynote. Sometimes the best revenge is becoming unreachable. Not physically unreachable, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually out of reach for those who once hurt you, doubted you, or tried to pull you down. It's when your growth elevates you to a level they no longer have access to, not because you're cold, but because you've healed. The people who broke you aren't expecting you to grow. They're not expecting you to forgive. They definitely not expecting you to rise so high that they can't touch you anymore. They might expect anger, silence, even bitterness. But when you become unreachable, you're saying with your life, you no longer control the way I move. That's power. When you're in pain, the natural instinct is to want to be seen, heard, acknowledged, especially by the person or people who hurt you. You want them to understand what they did. You want them to validate your experience. But here's the hard truth. Most of them won't, and waiting for that validation only delays your breakthrough. Becoming unreachable means letting go of needing that recognition. You stop chasing resolution from people who weren't built to handle your truth in the first place. It means you grow so far beyond the version of yourself they knew they can't even recognize who you become. The one they manipulated, disrespected, doubted, that person doesn't exist anymore. That version of you was a chapter, not the whole story. And now you've rewritten the ending. Becoming unreachable isn't about being arrogant. It's about understanding your value on such a deep level that you stop entertaining people, situations, and environments that don't align with your peace and purpose. You don't go back and try to show them who you are. You become who you are. And let the distance speak for itself. You elevate your mind. You elevate your routine. You elevate your standards. And with that elevation comes a natural separation. Not because you're trying to leave people behind, but because you're finally choosing to move forward. And the air up there is different. It's clearer. Fewer distractions. More vision. Less noise. More purpose. Some of the same people who hurt you will one day try to come back. Maybe they'll come with apologies. Maybe they'll act like nothing ever happened. Maybe they'll try to benefit from the healed version of you. But becoming unreachable means those doors are no longer open, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Because here's the thing, the same environment that broke you isn't the one that will build you. And if you go back trying to prove something or give someone another chance to do the same thing, you'll only delay your destiny. Growth demands boundaries. Healing demands distance. Evolution demands separation from what tried to keep you small. When you're unreachable, you don't waste energy defending your decisions. You don't explain your journey. You're too focused on becoming the best version of yourself. You're not on the same frequency as the people who thrive off drama and pain. You've leveled up your frequency to peace, focus, vision, and discipline. And ironically, when you stop trying to prove anything, that's when your life starts proving everything. When you stop running in circles around your pain, your future starts to unfold in straight lines. You begin to attract people, opportunities, and environments that match your healed energy. You begin to receive instead of chase. That's what being unreachable gives you. The freedom to protect your energy, preserve your peace, and walk in your purpose without permission. So let them talk. Let them wonder. Let them create their version of the story. You don't need to correct them. You don't need to reconnect. You've outgrown their reach. You've outgrown the pain. You've outgrown the version of you that allowed less than what you deserved. You're not angry. You're not bitter. You've just elevated, you've just healed, and now you're unreachable.